Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today we're just jumping into another episode of Road to Ranked. In the last episode, we featured a brand new team. This is the team that Sejun Park used to win the World Champion Invitational this past weekend. If you want more details, you can try out the rental team and follow Sejun on Twitter and Twitch, all linked in the description below. We're just jumping right into the first game today, and we're up against a really interesting team. There's Whimsicott Lucario, so we have to worry about two things. The beat-up Justified shenanigans, as well as a potential switcheroo Bullet Punch to get rid of Dynamax immediately. And to round that out, I mean, there's a Trick Room core here with Reuniclus and Rhyperior, which is really cool, and then Dragapult and Arcanine. So, yeah, we're going to play with this team today, tomorrow, and then VGC 2020 rules roll around, so should have some new stuff planned by then. So let's jump into this. How do we stop Whimsicott Lucario? My own Whimsicott. And Darmanitan doesn't seem too bad, actually. Yeah, because Darmanitan will be faster, unless it's Akaberry Lucario, but most of the times there's Shuckaberry on that team. Now, the problem with this, though, is that my opponent just goes Reuniclus and sets up Trick Room. This team doesn't have, I'd say, the most ideal Trick Room matchup. You have to play really well around it, and Sejun was able to do that in the finals of that tournament, but Sejun is another level when it comes to being able to play really well. I guess the Duraludons are right here with Protect and Weakness Policy, and maybe Passimian. Actually, I think Togekiss was a better bring in this game. So, alright, I'll lock in. I'll see how this goes. As always, if you guys enjoy, please share support by leaving a like. And question of the day, with New Year's coming up, I am curious on how you guys are spending your New Year's. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in 2019. I know I wasn't super active, really, in the last 2 years or so, but it's nice to be able to do daily content once again. And it's awesome to see so many people tune into the videos recently. As it is Reuniclus and Rhyperior. Okay. This is where Togekiss could have helped out a lot as a lead. I mean, the upside here is that, like, Rhyperior has got to be worried about just getting hammered with offense, right? So most of the times here, the safe play is to protect and just Trick Room. But do I want to gamble and say, hey, my opponent's going to play super offensively and just actually attack the Rhyperior here? I mean, if Trick Room goes up, do I have any way of winning? I'm not really sure. I led because I was really worried about Whimsicott Lucario, and maybe Togekiss could have been alright against that. Otherwise, my play is just to go for Moonblast, I think, and Icicle Crash. Yeah, I mean, that gives us a flinch chance as well, and if flinch happens, that'd be... I mean, the other question, I could just double up onto Rhyperior here immediately with the Energy Ball Icicle Crash, because it totally could Dynamax and just attack. Yeah, I don't know if Moonblast Icicle Crash knocks out this Reuniclus. But I think I'm going to double up onto it. Reuniclus could go for a Protect here as Rhyperior attacks, but Rhyperior switches out, which is a good sign. Okay. But into Arcanine for the Intimidate, which makes a lot of sense. The upside here is now that Rhyperior is not threatening us offensively immediately, so we can switch out to Duraludon and maybe go for some Steel Spikes to get some boosts. If we flinch here with Icicle Crash, that would also be amazing, but it's okay if we don't. Yeah, I think without the Intimidate, we would have gotten the KO. So, nice switch by my opponent. But I'm glad I didn't double up on Rhyperior for that reason. Yeah. And we end up getting a flinch. Wow. That is really fortunate. That puts my opponent in a really tough spot here, I think, because we can just Icicle Crash the Reuniclus now again and Moonblast it. Yeah. So, I don't think we necessarily needed that, but that certainly helps us a ton. I don't think... A lot of Reunicluses don't carry Protect. I mean, even if it does, like, and you knock something out, you give me a free switch in. So I'm just going to make the same play here and double up onto Reuniclus. If it does have Protect, so be it. Then Arcanine probably knocks out the Darmanitan, but then I get a free switch into Duraludon. So, yeah, that play covers for... I mean, there's no way around the Arcanine switching in there, given what I led with, I think. So I needed to maybe lead a little bit better. Maybe Whimsicott Darmanitan wasn't the best lead here. But... yeah, I think, like, Whimsicott Lucario can just, like, completely destroy teams as Icicle Crash fortunately connects. So that should knock out the Reuniclus. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I doubled up there just because it covers every option offensively. I don't really care about Arcanine too much. I mean, it is actually a pretty big threat, I guess, offensively against my team. But getting chip damage with Moonblast is always nice. We'll see if it's special or physical. Oh, and we actually dodge a Will-O-Wisp as well. Although, I think... any fire type attack there would have just knocked out Darmanitan, so yeah, sometimes I don't know. It certainly could have gone for just like a Flare Blitz or something. But now with Lucario, I mean, we're pretty free to just Tailwind here. We can even Dynamax the Darmanitan, although I think maybe Lucario Dynamaxes now. We've gotten super fortunate this game, that's without a doubt. This is one of the games where it's like, I think it would be completely different had that first turn not happened the way it did, if Trick Room did go up. But I think with Duraludon in the back, we wouldn't have necessarily been in the worst position. But now I think we're free to Tailwind. I might actually Dynamax here with Darmanitan and just Max Flare Lucario. What would the other play be? Tailwind. I don't really feel like I need to Dynamax what's in the back, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna just Tailwind and Max Flare. That's kind of the cool stuff that you can do with choice users, where you can get out of the choice, basically, by going for a Dynamax. I don't know if we knock out Lucario at -1 attack with Max Flare, but yeah, in this position, like, I'm not sure I really want to Dynamax Passimian, because the attacks I'd want to be using can all proc Weakness Policy on Rhyperior, and there's no Dynamax from my opponent's end, so I think this should just knock it out, unless it's Sash Lucario, but if it's Sash, that's fine too. But yeah, I mean, we've gotten as lucky as possible these first few turns, so definitely have to acknowledge that. And it's not Sashed. Okay. Yeah, even if Arcanine knocks us out in return now, that's fine, because we still have the Sash on the Whimsicott as well. Let's see. And it's just a Flamethrower. Okay. Yeah, pretty much everything going our way this game, especially, like, we got that special attack drop on the Arcanine as well. I think Flamethrower normally, I mean, at neutral should knock out the Darmanitan anyway, but yeah. I think now my opponent's certainly Dynamaxing the Rhyperior in this game, but with Passimian and Duraludon in the back, I think we should be good. Though if there's anything that can pull off a comeback, I guess it is this Rhyperior. But I think, like, we haven't necessarily won this yet, so we actually still need to be careful. Yeah, I think Energy Ball plus, or actually, perhaps I double up onto, you could Rockfall to KO the Darmanitan here, couldn't you? Like, what I wanted to do was knock out the Arcanine with, like, a Moonblast and a Max Quake. And then I'd have Duraludon plus Passimian. Which I think can close things out, especially because we can knock off, actually, yeah. But Arcanine could protect here, I guess. Maybe it's better just to attack the Rhyperior here. Okay, we'll Energy Ball and Hailstorm Rhyperior. And I expect that to be Dynamaxing here, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if we double up onto Arcanine, I mean, maybe Max Quick just knocks out by itself. I'm not sure about that damage roll. Like, even if we don't knock out Rhyperior here, it's fine. It'll be in KO range from, I think, practically anything like a Flash Cannon in a close combat, but yeah. This is a game I don't feel great about because, like, the RNG certainly helped us out a lot, especially that turn 1 flinch. And wow, that was actually a really nice play to Max card there. I really like that by my opponent. Yeah, and I mean, that's why I was so close to doubling up onto the Arcanine there, just to guarantee the knockout. But I really like that play. So now Trick Room is over, and Darmanitan is actually locked into Icicle Crash, but I think that's alright. Let's see. That was a really great play by my opponent. This is still actually far from over. If I just Max Quaked into Arcanine there, we would have been good, but Rhyperior just, like, was such an offensive threat I had to be careful around, about it. Here I think I'll protect. Oh, we still have a turn to Dynamax. I thought there was, Dynamax was over here on Darmanitan's end. Yeah, I think I'm going to protect here with Duraludon. Is there... Yeah, I mean, the protect would proc our weakness policy. I just don't know if Max Quake knocks out the Arcanine. That's my fear. It might be better to double up onto Arcanine here. But then I could just get Max Quaked into Duraludon, which would be quite bad. I feel like I'm kind of throwing this. I don't know if the Arcanine is protect either, but it doesn't seem like he's really threatened by much. Okay, I'm actually going to double up on Arcanine. This is what I should have done last turn. I doubt Arcanine protects here. Okay, it doesn't. I don't know if Max Quick knocks us out. Oh, it does. Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, okay. That's why I should have moved. Yeah, that's why Moonblast and Max Quick was the play I wanted to make last turn. Okay. Is Arcanine faster than Duraludon here? How fast is it? That's the first question. No, it's not. Okay. Well, this should KO. Wow, it doesn't? That's impressive. And Max Quake from Rhyperior into Duraludon. Yeah. Yeah, if I just protected Duraludon there, I think we would have been good. Yeah, I feel like I tossed this, honestly, in a lot of different ways. I mean, I wanted to protect the Duraludon there, but the thing is, if I Max Quick Arcanine and it protects and Rhyperior just knocks out Darmanitan, I get kind of screwed. Let's see. So Dynamax is over now. I think we're probably still alright. But I definitely think this is a game I should be losing. It's like kind of crazy, like, despite all this, we're still not necessarily in a great position. Yeah, I think we knock off the Rhyperior to get rid of its the weakness policy and Ice Will Crash Arcanine. Otherwise, we're forced to target Rhyperior. Yeah, the fact that Arcanine hung on from just with a little bit of HP was unfortunate. Okay, Arcanine does have Protect, so we could have fainted there, but I didn't want to proc the weakness policy. I think this Rhyperior might have just brought it back, honestly. It was really impressive. And I definitely misplayed a bit, too. I mean, it wasn't a miss. I don't know if I had a guaranteed win with any of the attacks that I was going for. Maybe it's also okay to Ice Cold Crash close combat into the Rhyperior there, because it's only targeting one slot, and you're probably always going to target the Darmanitan. Does Sand just knock out Arcanine here, though? I think it might. And this is Dynamax ending now. Yeah, so Protect doesn't really save much there, and Dynamax is now over. Tailwind's out. There's no weakness policy anymore. But I don't think we can close combat here. I think we have to Iron Head this turn, because I don't think close combat knocks out. Yeah. We have to Iron Head here and then close combat next turn. We have a flinch chance here as well. I'm not sure if Rhyperior can, like, one-shot us here. I don't even know if close combat KOs, to be honest. Power Power does connect. Okay. I am not sure close combat knocks out here. I don't think it does based off that Iron Head damage, to be honest. Well played by my opponent, especially with even all that RNG. Yeah, close combat didn't get the KO. Wow. Really well played by my opponent. I mean, the max guard with Rhyperior was brilliant. I easily could have won this by Moonblasting and Max Quaking the Arcanine that turn, but I just, like, really thought Rhyperior would just, like, get aggressive there and attack. And then the turn with Duraludon, like, once I brought Duraludon in, I could have, max guarded, or sorry, I could have protected. That would have proc weakness policy and also ended the game, but I really wanted to knock out the Arcanine, and I wasn't sure if Max Quake was going to pick it off there. And the fact that it hung on from Max Quake and Dark Pulse was really impressive there. I guess Draco Meteor also could have done the job there, because then I'd get an extra attack off with Passimian. So I think I kind of threw this game, to be honest. So yeah, even with all that RNG, really well played by my opponent. All right, gonna find our next opponent. Running, that's an interesting team. Gastrodon, Whimsicott, Sylveon, Goodra, the Mudsdale, and the Cinderace. Okay, so I think definitely Whimsicott's a must lead here. I like Darmanitan most of the times against these teams that are, like, kind of speedy as well. I mean, I guess Cinderace and Sylveon are just more speedy things. Like Gastrodon, Goodra, and the Mudsdale actually all kind of operate in Trick Room, so those totally could be Trick Room Pokemon. Man, that last game was still really impressive by my opponent. I don't know. I like feel like I should have had the win pretty much early on. Maybe Dynamaxing with Darmanitan actually wasn't the move, because I needed to be prepared for the Rhyperior in the back. But yeah, the thing is, Rhyperior one-shots like pretty much this entire team other than the Passimian. Yeah, I gotta think about that a little bit more. I guess I also should have predicted the Protect on Arcanine. But anyway, let's talk about this match. Whimsicott. Whimsicott, Darmanitan is what I'm leaning towards. I mean, Darmanitan hits everything for a ton of damage on the opposing side. Dracozolt isn't too bad here. I have to worry about Mudsdale. Yeah, Mudsdale does not look fun to go up against. Passimian Dracozolt? Yeah, I guess. There's double ground makes Duraludon's life a little bit difficult, I think. Anyway, yeah, about that last game, I mean, I think... trying to think what else, if there was like a guaranteed safe play I could have made. Because let's say I protected Duraludon, and I Max Quick into Arcanine, and Arcanine protected that turn, then the Rhyperior just destroys the Darmanitan. And then I probably just lose the game from there. So I don't think I had like a guaranteed victory that match, but it sure like felt like I tossed it because I was getting so fortunate early on. Okay. So it's Whimsicott Sylveon, which I think is super ideal. It's kind of what I wanted to see. We're kind of free to just Tailwind here, I think, and Ice will crash the Sylveon. Yeah. That might just knock out Sylveon. Oh, it's going to Dynamax. Okay. Yeah, it won't knock out if it's Dynamaxing, but that's alright. That means it's only targeting one slot. We'll still get a lot of damage off, and it means we've gotten the Dynamax out from my opponent already, and I think I'd rather see Sylveon Dynamax in this matchup than the Mudsdale or the Gastrodon, because bulky ground is never fun to go up against. So, nice play. I wonder if Tailwind's going to come out from my opponent's Whimsicott. Actually, totally could be Trick Room here. Oh, it might be Trick Room. Oh, it's Charm. Okay. It's funny because, like, I've mentioned Charm before, and, like, I always, like, get super scared about it. And we haven't really gone up against... Wow, that Ice Crush still does a fair amount of damage, but here's Max Flare coming out, okay, into Darmanitan, yeah. Nice play. Yeah, Charm is a move. Like, the thing about Whimsicott is that you just never know its full moveset, and most people assume Tailwind, Moonblast, Energy Ball, and then, you know, some fourth attack. But that's a really nice play. Yeah, Duraludon actually maybe could have been pretty good for us here. The problem is that both of these are weak to Fairy now, which is not great. It's not great at all. But I think we have to bring out Pessimian. I mean, we could bring out Dracozolt, and then that actually might be better. Moonblast Boltbeak. Yeah. Reason being is I actually don't know if Steel Spike from Pessimian plus Moonblast knocks out the Sylveon. So I'm gonna... Oh, but you could just Charm me again, can't you? Yeah, this Charm I think destroys this team. I needed Togekiss in order to play around Charm, or Taunt. But I don't have either. So maybe I actually don't Dynamax here, and I double up onto Whimsicott to knock it out, and trade Dracozolt. Yeah, I actually think I need to knock out Whimsicott here because of Charm. Yeah, so I'm going to Aerial Ace Moonblast it. Because I think my opponent should probably Charm the Dracozolt. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Charm is so good because, you know, so many Pokemon in this format are physical. Yeah. Wow, I actually took that Moonblast really well. I don't even know if Aerial Ace gets the KO here. It doesn't. Wow. And just a Max Starfall. Yeah, like, I guess I had to bring Togekiss in this matchup to avoid the Charm, or I had to bring Duraludon, but I didn't really like bringing Duraludon into a matchup with Gastrodon and the Mudsdale. And that's a pretty bulky Whimsicott too. I mean, to be able to take that double up there is quite impressive. I don't really have any options. I mean, I guess I Moonblast here the Whimsicott, Dynamax, and Steel Spike. But Charm just destroyed me, yeah. And great decision to Dynamax Sylveon turn 1 too. Like, normally you can play around Whimsicott because it's not going to really do too much, but in this game, like, I didn't necessarily want to bring Togekiss, but, actually, yeah, the thing is, if I bring Togekiss, you can also, like, set up, Misty Terrain, which is what my opponent did. So, unless my opponent messes up here and doesn't Charm me for some reason, but, Charm here should just end my time. Yeah, and I thought surely, Moonblast and Aerial Ace, even Charmed, would knock out the Whimsicott, but it didn't, which was, impressive. So, I mean, it's not like Boltbeak is doing more. I can't Dragon Claw. EQ resists it as well. So, I think these games kind of highlight the problem with Hyper Offense. Oh, it's got Tailwinds instead. I don't know who's faster here between Pessimian and Sylveon. If we outspeed and knock out with Steel Spike, then we're still in this. Let's see. Nope, it's faster. Okay. Really well played by my opponents today. I've been kind of getting crushed. Starfall doesn't KO us though. Okay. Does Steel Spike KO? Maybe return? I don't think we can win anyway at this point, but let's see. Oh, it's so close. Yeah, we've come really close to knocking out today, but missed out on some pretty big KOs. Yeah. Let's see. Well, the upside is that Dynamax is over now. But I don't think we have enough firepower to win this now, especially with Cinderace coming in for my opponent. This game highlights how good Charm is. I think that this episode highlights how good, how like hyper offense needs to be played, and how dangerous it can be sometimes. So we have one turn of Tailwind. They have multiple turns now. Yeah, we can't really hit the Cinderace, so there's not really much we can do. Max Strike is interesting. Like, I think we need a Hope to Survive at this point anyway. I don't know if Cinderace can knock out with the defense boost, so I think what we actually do is Moonblast the Sylveon and Max Strike. Because by Max Striking, then we can Tailwind next turn and Knuckle. So maybe we're still in this. Yeah, I don't think a Max Knuckle would knock out Cinderace anyway, and by this, we get the speed decrease onto it. But yeah, anyway, like I was saying, like, the thing with hyper offense is that you really want to, like, snowball KOs. Oh, it's got quick attack, okay. I mean, that's not surprising, but... Does Pyro Ball KO us? Nah, okay. Yep, then there wasn't much we could have done there with the double up. But Charm was absolutely huge here for my opponent, yeah. And the thing with hyper offense is if you, like, prevent your opponent from taking out a knockout, you're often trading KOs while your opponent isn't getting much in return. I wonder what the roll there is on the... Cinderace, or from Cinderace onto Passimian, but really cool synergy there to set up the Sun with Sylveon as well. So yeah, as Gastron's my opponent's last one. Okay, yeah. So I think if we survived that, we actually probably would have won the game, but it was rather unlikely given that the Sun was up. So yeah, nice of my opponent to set up the Sun as well. I mean, maybe I do lead Togekiss in this game, but. It's just, the main thing was I wasn't expecting Charm at all. So in a best of 3, I think I would play a game that's not nearly as oriented around the physical type Pokemon. Or at least I would bring Togekiss for redirection. Yeah. I mean, what did my opponent lead with? Sylveon plus Whimsicott? Yeah, I brought a bunch of Pokemon weak to Fairy as well. I mean, like, I certainly could have brought Duraludon into this matchup. Although, the problem with Duraludon is it's so weak on the special side. Or sorry, so especially defensively weak. So, yeah. Tough series of games. That first one was... I mean, both of these games were certainly winnable, but this one was like the element of surprise from Charm Whimsicott definitely came in from my opponent, so nicely done there. So we'll play a third match. I think that first one I still could have played better, especially given, like, when you're handed that much RNG, I feel like you really should be able to just take the game and run away with it. But I'm not sure if I'm missing, like, 100% win con, so gotta think about that. But let's find our third match for the day. Gonna find our last opponent running. Oh, this is actually the team that I wanted to try out on Road to Rank before Sejun's team came out. So this has Claydol, Excadrill, Dracovish, Savali, which is really interesting. So it's like Swords Dance, Weakness... I'll actually link this in the description below if you guys are interested. It's Swords Dance, Weakness Policy, Excadrill, Light Clay, Claydol, Band Darmanitan. Or sorry, Scarf Darmanitan, I believe, Band Dracovish. It's Fake Tears with Whimsicott, and Savali with, like, Grass Pledge, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt. And... flying type attack, which is really interesting. So what do I want to go for here? Whimsicott. Fake Tears is like really scary. Maybe Whimsicott, and if I go Darmanitan, I have to worry about a Dynamax immediately. I kind of like Togekiss to put on early pressure with Yawns, I think. With so much physical damage on my opponent's side, it's almost all physical. With my own Darm. And then it's Passimian or Dracozolt. I guess Dracozolt here. Yeah. Yeah, so this is a super interesting Trick Room team that popped up. Or sorry, not Trick Room team. It's a Tailwind team that popped up with Savali, and I think like Savali was one of the Pokemon I was interested in trying out because it pairs really nicely with Whimsicott, especially with Fake Tears. So tons of cool stuff. Looks like it is Whimsicott, and is that Excadrill? Oh wow, that is not the duo I expected as a lead. Okay. With the Babiri Berry, we are free to just go for a Yawn here. And if Excadrill like Dynamaxes, that puts it in a pretty tough spot. I don't mind Tailwinding and Yawning here, I think. We also could Dynamax and Max Flare. I'm not sure I like that play too much here, though. Although I guess Excadrill probably will Dynamax from my opponent's end. Yeah, I think I'm going to Tailwind and Yawn here. If Excadrill Dynamaxes and we get the Yawn onto it, then we're actually not in a bad spot. But I actually never brought Excadrill when I was trying out this team. I liked it a lot, but I like just wasn't able to win very much with it. I think like it's Claydol is like a very situational Pokemon, and then Excadrill with Weakness Policy is also pretty situational. So he's gonna Dynamax. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if Max Flare from this Togekiss was knocking out Excadrill once it's Dynamax, and I know it has Weakness Policy, so I don't want to activate that. But yeah, I mean, this lead had nothing for Whimsicott Darmanitan. That would have gotten demolished by it. So I feel like I've just been leading really poorly today. In each game, there's been something that probably have been better. Tailwind. Oh, wow, my opponent opted for like the 50-50 and tried to taunt me. Okay. Well, we end up winning that, which is fortunate. It's gonna go for a Rockfall, okay. That is a way around the Babiri Berry, but it doesn't KO us. Okay. This means that Excadrill is going to be super speedy, but after next turn it's going to get KO'd anyway, and this next turn we can pretty safely go for a Follow Me. Yeah. I think Whimsicott probably Tailwinds here. Either way, we're free to Moonblast Whimsicott and Follow Me, I think. Yeah, to redirect any attacks away from the Excadrill. Nice play, turn 1, though. We got very fortunate that we actually got the Tailwind off. If not, things would be a little dicier here. Yep, so there's Tailwind. Excadrill's going to be speedy, but the thing is now you've got... it's going to be asleep. And there's Steel Spike, yeah. So it's at +1 defense. Sand is up. Yeah, I guess this is how you should be using Excadrill with this team. Dynamax immediately and go for Rockfall. But the thing is, yeah, it doesn't have Protect, which makes it kind of tough to use. But I guess by Dynamaxing immediately, you are probably going to survive most super effective attacks. Okay. So that's going to fall asleep. It's good damage from Moonblast and a special attack drop. So who do I want to bring out now? Let's see. Probably Darmanitan, yeah. Let's see what could potentially be in the back again. It's normally Dracovish and the Darmanitan from the opposing end. And I think I'll probably Dynamax Dracozolt in this game, so let's Moonblast. And just Flare Blitz. We're gonna take so much damage from recoil from Flare Blitz. But yeah, let's go for that. Yeah, the problem with Togekiss as like a defensive Pokemon is that it doesn't really do too much other than Yawn, and Yawn does take a turn to stay in effect. Okay, so Excadrill's gonna just try to attack here. Flare Blitz doesn't KO, which is scary because if it wakes up next turn, we actually could be in some trouble. Yeah, it takes so much from recoil. We'll knock out the Whimsicott here, okay. So we still have one more turn of Tailwind. Sand is up, though. Yeah, I mean, this Excadrill is just the fastest Pokemon on the field. The problem with today is that I've had to rely on RNG pretty early on, as Dracovish is the one coming in, okay. The upside is that Dynamax is over, but that doesn't really mean too much. Let's see, we've got one turn of Tailwind and Taunt, so we can set up another Tailwind this game, which is good. We've got Dracozolt in the back, which we'll probably want to Dynamax. I think I'm content just... but if I get knocked out with Whimsicott, that could be a problem. We have to bank on Excadrill staying asleep right now. Yeah. Guess we'll just Moonblast here and Flare Blitz. Yeah. It does stay asleep. Okay. Quite fortunate. I think, yeah, I mean, pretty much if it's a 2-turn or a 3-turn sleep, then we think we should be good. But if it's a 1-turn sleep, then I think we probably end up losing. Let's see. It's still not over, though. Yeah, the upside is now I have another Tailwind up with Dracozolt, which hasn't Dynamaxed in the back. And Moonblast actually just knocks out Dracovish. Okay. Or almost knocks out. Although, nice target there with the Ice Fang. So it will be a 2-on-1 now. But I think no matter what my opponent has in the back, Darmanitan plus Dracozolt should be able to beat it. Especially because we haven't Dynamaxed yet. But yeah, this is kind of an ugly game still. Whim Togekiss, or sorry, Whim Excadrill was a really good lead by my opponent. So I'm expecting Darmanitan as my opponent's last one. I mean, it could be Savali, but Savali's not going to do much, and that looks like Darmanitan. Yeah. So with it being Ice type, I mean, it can only knock out one Pokemon. I guess you can go for Rock Slide, actually. Yeah. So I'll Dynamax. You should lock yourself in a Rock Slide, yeah. Let's see. How many turns of Tailwind are left? It's 1. This is Scarf Darmanitan, though, I believe. So we'll Dynamax, Max Wormwind, and Flare Blitz, yeah. I don't think Rock Slide 2-hit KOs me anyway, and Max Wormwind should 2-hit KO. So, with Dynamax here, we should be good. But, yeah, I'm not a fan of, I don't know how I played any of these games today. Like, that second one, there's just not much we can do around Charm, Whimsicott. And that first one, I feel like I need to review that, because I feel like I tossed it, but not sure if we had a guaranteed victory. Things were able to hang on with just a sliver of HP today, too, which was unfortunate. Yeah, it's just Rock Sliding. Actually, I think my opponent misplayed, because that Darmanitan is Earthquake, I think. Actually, I don't remember if it has Earthquake or not. If you have Earthquake, then you should go for that. Although I'm not sure that's knocking out... oh, okay, we just get the 1-hit KO anyway. Yeah, so... Yeah, having played with this team, I knew it's like hyper offense versus hyper offense in this one. Some scary stuff to go up against, but ultimately, yeah, we were able to outmaneuver it. But the 2 turns, I think it comes down to basically whether Excadrill wakes up or not there. And if I were to replay this, I'd probably lead Whimsicott Darmanitan, because that counters Whimsicott Excadrill pretty nicely. And just Tailwind and launch a Flare Blitz into the Excadrill slot. But this was like a classic hyper offense versus hyper offense matchup. So that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Yeah, that first loss I definitely want to go back and review. That second one, there's not much we can do in a best of 1, I think, given that Whimsicott ended up having Charm. But I think I would bring Duraludon probably, and maybe even Togekiss if we were to play a best of 3 in that opponent. And this last one, I'd probably have led differently as well. So still getting used to this team. Hyper offense can be tough to play with because you either like win in a really dominating fashion or you lose in a really dominating fashion. And that was the case for the first 2 games today. But definitely a fun one. That's it for this one, guys. Thank you as always for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, peace.